ঠাকুরের প্রাণ ঠাকুরের দান ঠাকুরের জয় গান ঠাকুরের প্রাণ ঠাকুরের দান ঠাকুরের জয় গান ঠাকুরের প্রাণ ঠাকুরের দান ঠাকুরের জয় গান বিবেকানন্দ ত্রিলোকানন্দ সরিয়ে তুফান সরিয়ে তুফান জাগালে ভারতে জাগালে মানবে ফুটালে বিশ্বরূপ বীর সন্ন্যাসী ধরাধিয়ায় আত্মাহুতির bring me water. Water. তাতয়া নাচে বোলা তাতয়া নাচে বোলা বম বাজে গান তাতয়া তাতয়া নাচে ভোলা বম বাজে গান ধিমি 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 ডমরু বাজে দুলিছে কপাল তাতয়া তাতয়া নাচে ভোলা তাতয়া তাতয়া নাচে ভোলা বম বাজে গান বম বাজে গান ধিমি 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 ডমরু বাজে দুলিছে কপাল গরজে গঙ্গা জটা মাঝে উগরে অনল ত্রিশূল রাজে ধক 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 মলি বদ জলে শশাঙ্ক বা তাতয়া তাতয়া নাচে ভোলা তাতয়া তাতয়া নাচে ভোলা বম্মা বাজে গান বম্মা বাজে গান ধিমি 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 ডমরু বাজে দুলিছে কপাল ধিমি 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 ডমরু বাজে দুলিছে কপাল তাতয়া তাতয়া নাচে ভোলা বম বাজে গান ধিমি 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 ডমরু বাজে দুলিছে কপাল গরজে গঙ্গা জটা মাঝে উগরে অনল ত্রিশূল রাজে গরজে গঙ্গা জটা মাঝে উগরে অনল ত্রিশূল রাজে ধক 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 মলি বদ্ধ জলে শশাঙ্ক বা কালীর ছেলে ঠাকুর পরাণ মাতা পিতার দিলে কালীর ছেলে ঠাকুর পরাণ মাতা পিতার বিলে বিষম বিশ্ব বোঝা হাসি মুখে বিশ্ব বোঝা হাসি মুখে আপন করে নিলে বিশ্ব বোঝা হাসি মুখে আপন করে Have I dropped more than one? Then I'll be missing. Oh God, it's more than one. জয় 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 বিবেকানন্দ জয় হোক তব জয় 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 বিবেকানন্দ জয় হোক তব জয় বিশ্ব ধর্ম বিজয়ী পতাকা এ তব পরিচয় বিশ্ব ধর্ম বিজয় পতাকা এ তব পরিচয় প্রতি পলে পলে তব পদতলে রাখিন মোদের শির প্রতি পলে পলে তব পদতলে রাখিন মোদের শির দাগো মানবে ত্যাগের মন্ত্র প্রশান্তি বারিধির দাগো মানবে ত্যাগের মন্ত্র প্রশান্তি বারিধির জয় 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 বিবেকানন্দ জয় হোক তব জয় 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 বিবেকানন্দ জয় হোক তব জয় বিশ্ব ধর্ম বিজয় পতাকা এই তব পরিচয় প্রতি পলে পলে তব পদতলে রাখিন মোদের শির প্রতি পলে পলে তব পদতলে রাখিন মোদের শির প্রতি পলে পলে তব পদতলে রাখিন মোদের শির দাও গো মানবে ত্যাগের মন্ত্র দাও গো মানবে ত্যাগের মন্ত্র প্রশান্তি বারিধির প্রশান্তি বারিধির What is happening? ভিতরে উদাসী বাইরে উদাসী সন্ন্যাসী সন্ন্যাসী ভিতরে উদাসী বাইরে উদাসী ভিতরে উদাসী বাইরে উদাসী সন্ন্যাসী বীর সন্ন্যাসী 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 অজ্ঞানতার আধারে আধার ধরার অজ্ঞানতার আধার ধরার অজ্ঞানতার আধার ধরার মোহবন্ধন তুমি নাশী না সন্ন্যাসী, ভিতরে উদাসী বাইরে উদাসী সন্ন্যাসী বীর সন্ন্যাসী, ভিতরে উদাসী বাইরে উদাসী সন্ন্যাসী বীর সন্ন্যাসী, অজ্ঞানতার আধার ধরার, অজ্ঞানতার আধার ধরার, মোহবন্ধন তুমি নাশী না নাশী নাশী, নরেন্দ্রনাথ বিবেকানন্দ জয় জয় তব জয়, নব স্বপনের নব চেতনের মহান অভ্যুদয়, নরেন্দ্রনাথ বিবেকানন্দ জয় জয় তব জয়, নব স্বপনের নব চেতনের মহান অভ্যুদয়। বিবেকানন্দ ইয়ার কেশরী, বিবেকানন্দ ইয়ার কেশরী, ত্যাগবীর সম্রাট, বিবেকানন্দ ইয়ার কেশরী, বিবেকানন্দ ইয়ার কেশরী, ত্যাগবীর সম্রাট, আত্মনিষ্ঠ ধরাত ধরাত ধরা ধরাতলে, ধরারে দানিলে, ধরারে দানিলে সর্বোত্তম পার, আত্মনিষ্ঠ ধরারে দানিলে সর্বোত্তম পার, বিবেকানন্দ ইয়ার কেশরী, বিবেকানন্দ ইয়ার কেশরী, ত্যাগবীর সম্রাট, ত্যাগবীর সম্রাট, আত্মহুতির ধরারে দানিলে সর্বোত্তম পার, বিবেকানন্দ ইয়ার কেশরী, ত্যাগবীর সম্রাট, আত্ম Shiva, Pinak Pani, Pinak Pani, Hara 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 Bhutanata, Hara 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 Bhutanata, Hara 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 Bhutanata, Pashupati, Pashupati, Yogeshwara Mahadeva, Yogeshwara Mahadeva, Shiva, Pinak Pani, Urda Jalata, Jota Jal, Urda Jala Jota Jal, Nachata Bunkesh Bon Bon Shakta Bhuvan Dharata Tal Shakta Bhuvan Dharata Tal Talamal Talamal Avani Avani Hara 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 Bhutanata Hara 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 Bhutanata Pashupati Pashupati Yogeshwara Mahadeva Yogeshwara Mahadeva Shiva Pinak Pani Pinak Pani Urda Jalada Jota Jal Nachata Bunkesh Bon Shakta Bhuvan Dharata Talamal Avani I look behind and after and find that all is right. I look behind and after and find that all is right. In my deepest sorrows, there is a soul of mine. In my deepest sorrows, there is a soul of light. I look behind and after and find that all is right. I look behind and after and find that all is right. In my deepest sorrows, there is a soul of light. Johnny, I look behind and after and find that all is right. In my deepest sorrows, there is a soul of light. I look forward and after and find that all is right. In my deepest sorrows, there is a soul of light. I look behind and after and find that all is right. In my deepest sorrows, there is a soul of light. I look behind and after and find that all is right. In my deepest sorrows, there is a soul of light. I look behind and forgive me. I always look forward and he says behind. I look behind and after and find that all is right. In my deepest sorrows, there is a soul of light. I look behind and after and find that all is right. In my deepest sorrows, there is a soul of light. I look behind and after and find that all is right. In my deepest sorrows, there is a soul of light. হয়ে অচেতন ভুলে আপন জনে মন চলনি This was the very first song that Swami Vivekananda sang for Sri Ramakrishna. Mind, go back to your own original home. And the melody also, it was their melody, not mine. This is the song that I wrote in 1945. I think it was staged 1946 or 47. Ramakrishna played. This was Ramakrishna. Rama was singing. Swami Vivekananda is singing. Ramakrishna was in his highest trance. This is my second Bengali song. First is Tamosarate. This one is second. নিশিদিন সুন্দর তুমি নন্দন বন মাঝে নিশিদিন যেন অন্তরে মোর তোমার মুরাতে রাজে তুমি ছাড়া মোর নয়ন সকলে মিথ্যা সকলে অসার চোদিকে মোর বিশ্বভুবনে বেদনার সুর মাঝে চোদিকে মোর বিশ্বভুবনে বেদনার সুর মাঝে পাবো কি গো দেখা নিলে সে তরে এই জীবনের মাঝে পাবো কি গো দেখা নিলে সে তরে এই জীবনের মাঝে এই জীবনে মাঝে এই জীবনের মাঝে সুন্দর হতে সুন্দর তুমি নন্দন মন মাঝে সুন্দর হতে সুন্দর তুমি নন্দন মন মাঝে নিশিদিন যেন অন্তরে মোর তোমারি মুরাতি রাজে নিশিদিন যেন অন্তরে মোর তোমারি মুরাতি রাজে তুমি ছাড়া মোর নয়ন সকলে মিথ্যা সকলে অসার চোখে মোর বিশ্বভুবনে বেদনার সুর বাজে চোখে মোর বিশ্বভুবনে বেদনার সুর মাঝে পাবো কি গো দেখা নিমেষের তরে এই জীবনের মাঝে এই জীবনের মাঝে সুন্দর হতে সুন্দর হতে সুন্দর তুমি নন্দন বন মাঝে সুন্দর হতে সুন্দর তুমি নন্দন বন মাঝে সুন্দর হতে সুন্দর তুমি নন্দন বন মাঝে সুন্দর হতে সুন্দর তুমি নন্দন সুন্দর হতে সুন্দর তুমি নন্দন বন At his request, or you can say, I am obeying his command. He wants me to tell quite a few incidents in his life. Needless to say, you have heard most of the incidents. But his command is his highest blessings. His mother prayed to Lord Shiva to have a child like either Shiva or somebody dearer than dearest to Lord Shiva. He was born and his mother was surprised, if not shocked, that her child would be mischievous to the extreme. Everything he used to turn to topsy-turvy. Mother said to herself, "Oh Lord, I prayed, Shiva, I prayed to you. What is this? Instead of sending someone who will be always in trance, calm, quiet, tranquility, incarnate, and this is what has happened to me." Yes. So he was mischievous and full of energy, dynamic energy to the extreme. So this was first incident. All right, then when he was a little boy, his desire was to become what do you call him? Carriage. You call him coach. He wanted, that was his desire. Horse carriage, coach. As your Guru had that strongest desire in his childhood to work in the railway, to follow in the footsteps of his father in any capacity, especially the one that holds the flag with the lantern, green and red. When I used to see them, I used to think that is the greatest job. How I wish I could become like him. So that was my strongest desire. But God fulfills our desires in a different way. Vivekananda was connected with the carriage, but he carried so many people, the whole world, in his carriage. In my case also, I am carrying quite a few people in the train. So, childhood dreams can be fulfilled in a very meaningful, spiritual way. All it will be all isolated incidents now. He and Tagore were very, very close friends in their teens. Vivekananda quite often used to go to Tagore's place and sing songs. Tagore's songs. Tagore was in his teens, and Vivekananda also used to sing Tagore's song at various places, parties, and religious festivals, and that included marriage party and all that kind of thing. Now, over the years, then unfortunate thing happened. They could not appreciate each other. It all happened when Swami Vivekananda got the world acclaim. Tagore is great, very, very great, but the human weakness can be difficult to get rid of. Vivekananda, after his triumphant, stupendous victory in America, came to see Tagore's father to offer, to receive blessings from him. And then Tagore was in the Tagore was in the adjacent room, and Tagore's father was extremely kind, extremely compassionate. He was very, very fond of Vivekananda. So Vivekananda was very, very pleased with Tagore's father, Devendranath Tagore, great sage, Maharishi, great sage. Then his father sent for Robbie. He was known as Robbie. Tagore's father used to call him Tagore. His nickname was Robbie. Please come and see your friend. Come. He won't come. And Tagore was smoking, but Tagore could not come. That was, and Vivekananda also, God alone knows why he did not go and meet with Tagore. That Vivekananda has to answer, not me. So, in my case, I had my dearest friend. His name was Hridaya Prasad, dearest, very. He was very, very, very close to me. Sometimes he used to massage quite often my head with the lime juice. I'm going, God knows. And while massaging me, I am talking to Lord Krishna. He could not understand a word because the language was different. But he had tremendous love, respect, and devotion, and so forth. Anyway, he was very upset when I left India. He was very, very upset. And I went to his place quite a few times. He was inside. The maid servant would say he's not there. I knew he was there. What can you? He won't come out. I tried for years. 1 year, I went to see him, and I saw him from downstairs. As usual, the maid said, Aya is not there. So this time I took courage and went upstairs and the door was bolted from inside. I knocked and knocked. I said, I'm not going to leave your place if you do not. She opened the door only to see me in tears, and it was reciprocal. He also shedding tears, and like torrential rain. We could not speak for a few minutes. Then finally, I sang for him Sri Aurobindo song and a song about the mother. He was very pleased, but with the songs he was very pleased. Although he was very, very moved, he was not in a mood to speak to me. And as I spent for about 20 minutes, and then I left the place. So at least in my case, I tried many times, didn't succeed. Finally, once I was successful. But Vivekananda's case, Vivekananda would go to the adjacent room to say hello to Tagore, and Tagore did not come to say hello. Vivekananda spent for an hour, but something prevented them from seeing each other. It was in 1893, Vivekananda became wall figure, and Tagore got the Nobel Prize in 1913. Now another incident in Vivekananda's life. He used to go to religious people, spiritual people, and had only one question: have you seen God? Have you seen God? Everybody, disciples will say, so-called disciples, yes, our master has realized he has seen God, this and that. So Vivekananda used to go there. At that time he was not, he used to go and say, have you seen God? Have you seen God? Answer is no, 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 no. Sincerity spoke in them. But disciples, some disciples were different. Their master has realized God, he is the highest, this and that, everything. But the master would say, no, I am not realized God. Because they used to see in Vivekananda something. And finally, when he came to Devendranath Tagore's father, he said, I have not seen God, but I want to tell you that your eyes are the eyes of a yogi. You are bound to realize God in this incarnation. I have not realized God, but I am absolutely sure that you will realize God because your eyes are the eyes of a yogi. So he was absolutely right. That was. At random, I'm telling. My name, Chinmoy, was given my brother. It is my name. His name was Noren. Then, when he was coming, leaving India for America, he took up the name, his sannyas name, as Vichikishananda. Vichikishananda. What a name it was. His dearest friend, dearest admirer, dearest devotee came from South India, Kerala, from Lord Shivaram's place. He was extremely devoted to Swami Vivekananda. He went there to passport place. He deliberately changed the name to Vivekananda instead because he didn't like the name. So passport comes, what is this? Is not my name. So he said, we don't like that name. This has to be your name. And surrendered. All of them, his devotees, they said, we don't like your name, the name that you have given. We want this name, this is far better, this has much more meaning and all this. surrendered. Then funniest thing, that it was, see, what a funny experience or painful experience or whatever. Now that it is decided that he would come to America, so let us start collecting funds. There are quite a few people. Then they collected 3 rupees. So anyway, money came from other quarters, king of this place and that place gave. But when these devotees collected, only 3 rupees they got. Here they are all dying for Swami Vivekananda to come to America. This is... God knows where I am going. Now, at this Rabindashram, a friend of ours used to come from time to time, he used to visit. He was older than me by 10 or 15 years, but he was very, very appreciative of my spiritual name, and his wife could not accept the mother and Sri Aurobindo as her guru, because she accepted Swami Vivekananda as her guru. So he came to the ashram many, many times, but his wife was not coming. His wife was reluctant. Then he begged and begged her to come. And she conditioned. She came to the ashram and she saw Sri Aurobindo was not in the physical. She saw mother. But she was all the time thinking of Vivekananda, because Vivekananda was her guru, and she never saw Vivekananda in the physical, far from it. But she had tremendous love, devotion for Swami Vivekananda. She did not want to change her guru. Well, one evening she was very, very sad, disturbed, because she was not, she cannot see her guru, whereas her husband, and they had a child, they were able to meet with the mother. Mother is their guru, like ours. Very sad. So I said to her, do not worry, if you want to see Vivekananda, I will be able to show you. Then she was so surprised. She had tremendous admiration of me. I said, I will show you. Then I gave them a date. I think 3 or 4 days later, I said, you come to my place. At that time I was living in a small room. For 18 years I stayed at one place. Last 2 years I stayed at another place. One room smaller than the smallest. Very nice. And only the pictures of Mother and Sri Aurobindo and my mother Kali and all cosmic gods and goddesses. That was my room had nothing else. So in the evening, she and her husband came. I said to them, now let us sit on the floor. By the way, I had only one chair, and the table was smaller than the smallest. In a particular corner, we sat together. In one corner, on my right side, at that time I was able to sit on the floor. So, half lotus, full lotus I could never do it. Half lotus posture. They also said, on my right side was the husband, on his right was the wife. We meditated for about 10 minutes or so. Then I said I placed my right hand on the knee of the husband. And I told her immediately for him to touch any part of his wife's body, any part. Now, he touched his wife's leg or something. Immediately, she screamed with delight because she saw Vivekananda there. She was crying with joy in the room. But poor fellow, he could not say anything. I said, she's here. But he could not say anything. He was miserable at the same time. He said, since his guru, his mother and Sri, he doesn't have to worry. But this was absolutely true. Then the story went on everywhere. She was great admirer. Then she became a great devotee. But her guru was right in that corner. I said, I'll be able to bring him. Well, true. It was. I was able to do it. So now, Swami Vivekananda was Rakhal. Then both Ramakrishna, Rakhal and Noran were very, very, very close friends in school life. Now, once Vivekananda saw Rakhal touching the feet of Ramakrishna, most devotedly bowed and with his head touched the feet of Ramakrishna. Vivekananda was very upset. How can you touch the feet of a human being? What is it? How can you do it? So Sri Ramakrishna laughed and said, "Day will come, you will see who touches whose feet." So he was upset. From time to time, they are also of a club, you can say. They used to practice the formless God. It is called Brahmo Samaj. They used to pray to the formless aspect of God. So Vivekananda also went there a few times. So now, Vivekananda started coming to Ramakrishna's place, and again he used to visit that place where they used to worship a spiritual, not a great figure. He was named Keshav Sen. He was a spiritual master according to quite a few. He used to go there, and Ramakrishna had to go there not to pray or meditate, only to see Vivekananda is there. What are you doing here? Master will say, what are you doing? I am crying for you. And disciple will say, what are you doing here? So Master, very frank, Master says, I have come to see you. I have not come here to pray or meditate. Then Vivekananda gradually gave up. Going there, he became a real disciple of Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna. And then, first time when Vivekananda came with two of his friends, Sri Ramakrishna was in the seventh heaven of delight. He came with his friend, but Sri Ramakrishna to ask him, come into an adjacent room, come here. So he entered into the room, not with his friends. Sri Ramakrishna, our Indian Rasgulla is sweet, round, very, call it Rasgulla. He put it into his Vivekananda's mouth. He said, my friend said yes. You don't have to think of it. So this is called partiality or emotional attachment, or you can say who Vivekananda was according to him. Vivekananda did not want to enter into this world. It was at the request of the highest world, Vivekananda agreed to come down to work for Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna. And so he was so satisfied, so pleased that he was able to feed his Noran. When he was poverty-stricken, his father died and friends, relatives, all were unkind to the extreme. As you know, So Ramakrishna asked him to pray to Mother Kali. 3 times he tried, failed. He goes there, it was on a particular Tuesday. He goes there, he cannot pray to Mother for his material wealth. He asks for knowledge, wisdom, and then conscience, vivek, and then Buddhic renunciation. Then Ramakrishna said, since you can't do it, Mother will take care of you. You will be able to live very simple. From now your poverty will disappear. You will be able to live very simple, modest life. And Ramakrishna kept his promise. Then Ramakrishna, what? How many stories I have told? Can you count it? Anyway, the day, first time after he returned from America, he was in the river Hooghly, drinking water deliberately in the boat. He was purifying himself. He was afraid that, Sarada Devi will not accept Nivedita, his dearest disciple. Oh God, when she saw Nivedita, immediately her heart was full of love, joy, and compassion. She treated her as her own daughter-in-law. She gave the name Cuckoo or Cookie. This little girl, darling, very most affectionate. And she was so fond of him. They don't want her to give a place to stay in their, in their boundaries or territories. She, for a few months, said, no, you will stay with me. Sarada, you have to stay with me. You stay. So affectionate. When at one point, long after Nivedita passed away, she saw just a smile. From every year she used to give presents. So once Nivedita gave her a tiny handkerchief. And then somebody touched the handkerchief and wanted to put it at another place. She screamed, this is cookies. So she gave me such affection, love, don't touch it. Yes. Anyway, Vivekananda's problem was over because Mother accepted her fully. But Brahmananda, who was head, could not accept her only because she entered into politics. She did not want to enter into politics as such, but she wanted to get information. She used to she helps Rabindra like anything. She helped Tagore, and she used to go there because she was this Irish girl. So secretly get information and to help these revolutionaries. But Brahmananda used to have a problem because if she is involved in politics, then this government will harass them, which was so true. Anyway, but the day her little school for girls' school was inaugurated, Brahmananda could not appreciate Vivekananda's personality. Vivekananda said to him, you must come. This is my spiritual daughters. He immediately surrendered. He came. Yes. And he was very pleased with that achievements. And she was so fond of Bengali, her students. Once in a while, She asked the students, she drew a line on the blackboard and said, asked them, what is it? They said, line. So this is an English word. Tell me Bengali word. Now they said, no, this is Bengali word. This is a line. This is, can't be. It is language, it is Bengali. It is not a Bengali word. Now the thing is that for these little children, how could they didn't know the actual word? Again, very few will use the word. The Bengali word is the pongti. Now pongti they don't know. There's a line. There's also line. She said, cannot be line. He said, no, it is line. There is no Bengali word. This no, there is no Bengali. This is the line is Bengali word now fine. But Bengali word is pongti, and how many people use? Nobody uses it. We never use. Only know the word, but we never use it. So. His father had quite a few Muslim friends. And then but his father did not. They used to smoke. It is hookah, a kind of pipe. And Vivekananda deliberately, his father didn't want him to use those Muslim pipe. But he deliberately did it. He said, there's nothing wrong. He was. Now the author of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, M. His real name is Mahendra Gupta. Secretly, quite a few times, he went to Vivekananda's place when Vivekananda is with the Ramakrishna or somewhere else, secretly to give money to Vivekananda's mother. But they kept it top secret. Only Ramakrishna knew, and the mother, Vivekananda didn't know a thing. After many, many years, he came to learn this is what this is. His life, he wanted to commit suicide because he had daughters and his wife, they were all torturing him like anything. And so he decided to commit suicide, but he went to his relative's place and the relative took him to Sri Ramakrishna, and there he saw his master, and master, as usual, examines the hand, palm, and says, are you married? He said, yes, I'm married. Oh, yeah, what have you done? What have you done? Do you have children? Yes, I have 3. Finished. For you, married, children. Oh, yeah. Then again compassion comes for, don't worry. Pray and meditate, everything will be all right. Sri Ramakrishna was never afraid of anybody, anything. He begged and begged. Mathur Babu, who was in charge of this temple and the property, son-in-law of Rani Rashmani, he and Tagore's father studied together. Mathur Babu and Devendranath. So it took him time, because Mathur Babu is great, very rich, but Devendranath also is very great. But finally they made arrangement for Sri Ramakrishna to see Devendranath. Oh God. Devendranath, he goes, and Devendranath was older than Sri Ramakrishna by many years. Sri Ramakrishna had to tell him, take off your t-shirt. You should want to. And Mathur Babu was shocked. How can he ask? He's junior. Then Ramakrishna examines his chest and back. You have very many good signs, but you have many bad signs also. Stop your vital life. Oh, yeah. He was so old. Mother Babu couldn't believe what is that. He could have, Devendranath could have insulted him, scolded him, like, you have come here, stop your emotional life. Oh God, oh God. This is Ramakrishna's courage. And Mother Babu was so shocked. He's such a great man, Devendranath, he has to tell this kind of thing. Then somebody had to tell Raman this. His name was Maharshi, great sage, Maharshi. People are saying that he's great sage. The Ramakrishna used to say, oh, who else can be a great sage if not the father of 11 or 12 children? That killed Tagore. Tagore became furious. He said, I will never give any such a bad person. Tagore was so dead against Ramakrishna for years and years and years. But again, came to realize here is a God-realized person. He's crazy. Everybody, on the one hand, he realized God, he did say many things crazy, he did many things crazy. So Tagore forgave him. Then Tagore, they begged Tagore to write a poem, something about Sri Ramakrishna. Tagore wrote an immortal poem, that for centuries, this spiritual wealth of centuries, you will embody, and then all the religions you have synthesized. Tagore wrote this. And then Tagore and Vivekananda were not on good terms, to say the least. It was Nivedita who re-established their friendship, begging both Tagore and that. Tagore said, what are you doing? What are you? You two were once upon such great friends. Now both of you are so great. If you speak ill of each other, then where do we get lost? What to do? So Tagore agreed he would not speak against Vivekananda, and Vivekananda agreed. Then both of them said such nice things. If you want to know about India, then you have to read Tagore and Tagore's books. Even then Tagore also said, if you want to know the dynamic aspect of the world, India, then Vivekananda is the answer. Both, when this was done by a disciple, Sister Nivedita, if Nivedita, this Irish girl, if she did not exist, the friendship perhaps could not have been re-established. This was how many good things he did. And about Sri Aurobido's escape from Calcutta to Chandanagar, which is now city in our name, she was the instrument. She came to learn immediately. She informed Sri Aurobindo. Then in 3 hours' time, Sri Aurobindo left Calcutta for Chandanagar, because Chandanagar was the then French pocket. So he left. And then British government could not do anything because he was in French territory. Like that, many, many things he did. About Vivekananda's temper. His temper is of the quickest, and compassion also is of the quickest. At 4 o'clock, he ordered all the young monks have to pray. I think at 4 o'clock. And that includes him and also senior members like Brahmananda and all this. Brahmananda by that time had disciples also. Brahmananda was not feeling well, so he could not come. Vivekananda got furious. He has to come. Tell him to come. He must come. Brahmananda at that time, quite a few disciples, well-respected head. Oh God, he has to force him. He has to come. So he was very sad, upset, embarrassed, humiliated. So Brahmananda said, I am going to leave this place. So instead of coming to meditation, he was leaving the mode. And then message went to Vivekananda that instead of coming here, he is leaving the place. Vivekananda left the place and came to, where are you going? He says, I'm not going to see you anymore. You are insulting me like anything. He said, no. Who am I? Did ever Thakur say that I was his son? I was only showing off. You are his son, he declared. He never said that, Vivekananda's mind. It is your place, your head. How can you go? How do you tolerate me? How? So you cannot go. This is your place. I can say anything I want to. But how? If I insult you, humiliate you, who am I? You are the one who should humiliate me everywhere because this is your place. You can never go. So like that. Yet, this is again emotional attack. And then, once a lady came to, an elderly woman came to see Vivekananda. And when Vivekananda was 4 or 5 years old, she used to take care of him. So Vivekananda and was quite sick. So, and Brahmananda would not allow anybody to come unless it is life and death to come and see him. This old lady said, I used to take care of him when he was a little boy. Can I not? He said, no, he's taking rest now. You cannot. Then, when Vivekananda woke up, Brahmananda said, somebody came here and he said that she wanted to say, did not allow. He said, what? Do you know, perhaps my mother had something very important to tell me, so she had sent her, and then you did it. She scolded him mercilessly. Then what happened? Vivekananda went to his mother's place in a horse carriage. Mother, did you send for me? He said, Mother said, no, I did not send it. Then Vivekananda had to send for Brahmananda, then cried and cried, in how many ways can I torture you? I scolded you, insulted you brutally. You have to forgive me. And Brahmananda, what can I do? Brahmananda forgave me. He used to torture his friend like anything, Vivekananda saying. Then finally, when Vivekananda passed on and he left the body, nobody cried as bitterly as Brahmananda. He said, now I have lost. In you I have found my brother, father, everyone. Now you have lost. How could you leave me alone? Then the book says he literally jumped on Vivekananda's dead body and hammering and crying, lying down, absolutely helpless. Today you have made me helpless. And Vivekananda's mother, when her son passed, she cried a little. Then she said something immortal. I am ready to give birth again and again to a hero like my son. They come into the world to raise the consciousness of the world. He is gone, but he was not for me alone. He was for the whole world. This is the day Vivekananda passed away. This is the mother's comment. Again, unfortunate story happened once when they built the Ramakrishna mission and Balloon Mode. The place is so special mission. Sri Ramakrishna once, Vivekananda's mother brought a few friends of hers and was bragging, this is my son has done, my son Noren has done this all. Vivekananda overheard, and Sri Ramakrishna's consort Sharadevi was nearby. He said, Mother, I want to correct you. Not your son. This is her son, pointing to Sharadevi. Your son could not feed you. He was worse than useless. And now you are bragging, not your son. It is her son that has done whatever is I've done for the world. It is her blessings, her compassion, her love, not you. So do not brag. And now for more. Always you have to appreciate the spiritual masters or remain silent. If you don't say anything against anyone, or totally remain silent. Don't either appreciate or remain silent. Otherwise, if you don't appreciate, you're silent, you have nothing to say. A Muslim fakir had occult power. One of his disciples, dearest disciple, you can say, he was not pleased with his master. And then he came to see Swamiji, and he wanted to become Swamiji's admirers and disciples. But Swamiji was reluctant. Then he says, all right, all right, all right. Now, the master warned the disciples, and also Vivekananda said, no, don't accept him as your disciple. He is mine. So Vivekananda said, who needs your disciple? He is begging me, that's why I am out of compassion here, I don't need him. But Vivekananda, then the disciple does not want to go back to his master, Muslim master, he wants to be Vivekananda's disciple. Then the master said, I will punish you. Now Vivekananda said, what kind of punishment you will give? Oh God. He had occult power, and this Muslim, in terms of spirituality, Vivekananda was absolutely giant. And then this fellow is just silly, almost like an insect. But occult power one can have. One does not have to be yogi, spiritual master, to have occult power. Occult power anybody can have if you pray and meditate for occult power. Occult power has nothing direct connection with spiritual power, spirituality. So he used occult power. So by such and such date you have to leave this place, or I will use occult power and punish you. Vivekananda says nothing will happen. Oh God, he used occult power, and then Vivekananda started vomiting. So vomiting blood. So Vivekananda said, my God, what happened? Then Vivekananda left the place. He was so sad, mad, furious. He went to see. Later on he went to see Sharada Devi. Cried, I'll never accept Thakur as my guru. He is the cause of my humiliation. This silly fellow, he has really compelled me to leave that village. So, crying and saying unkind things about Thakur, but she was full of compassion. She said, now, if somebody takes your own son away from you, will you not feel sad and miserable? This disciple was his son. How can you do? If somebody has already a father, you cannot claim that person to be your father. So to be his father. So we see, when he warned you, he was the right one. He took this master as his own. And also, this when he's warning again and again, don't touch my son, he is mine. You see, if it happened in your case, if your dearest one is somebody is taking you, will you not defend, will you not try to punish that person? So all Thakur came into the world to give due prestige, due value to everybody. Now in his case, this disciple of his belonged to him. Then Vivekananda was consoled that again, I have got all my faith back. Yes, he's giving me lessons, this and this. And this is how Sharada Devi consoled him and gave him wisdom. Somebody came to Vivekananda for an interview. They talked and talked for a long time. He talked about his knowledge, wisdom, all great authors he has studied Vedas, Upanishads, and everything. Vivekananda was listening to him. Finally he was going. Vivekananda said, wait, why are you going away? He says, yes, I have finished, I have told you. He said, yes, but I would like to do something from you of your own. These things are all borrowed. You read here and there, I also have studied. Now I would like, since you have spent such a long time here, can you not tell me something of your own, which is absolutely original, you have not borrowed from me. These are all borrowed things you are telling me. Something of your own I want to hear. So he humiliated that person. Now, there are quite a few things spiritual masters do, which we believe deliberately, so that disciples can say, oh, if he can do that, if he can become, if he has this kind of weakness, then in spite of that he has realized God, then what is wrong? One thing puzzled me for many, many years, puzzled the whole world even now. But I asked Swami Vivekananda why he did that. And about a few years ago, he told me the reason. 16 times he went to another spiritual master for initiation. Now, with the Ramakrishna's infinite grace, he became world famous. He raised the consciousness of humanity to great extent. Vivekananda is a dynamo, spirituality, real dynamo in spirituality. Why did he go to this man, Pahari Baba, so many times? Each time he goes, Ramakrishna is behind. Vivekananda said, and he says, I have come here for initiation. He says, what can I do? I am seeing. Vivekananda is seeing Ramakrishna's presence with sorrowful eyes. After 16 times, he gave up the idea. Said, no, he is not allowing. Ramakrishna says, how can you take initiation? So this, I also could understand, after becoming, they didn't need initiation, this kind of whole Ramakrishna. Some people gave because he was not feeling ill weight, he has diabetes, this and that, all kinds of things for cure. So that this is all human reason. So it was all, everybody thought that such weakness Vivekananda had for some, he had to, after becoming, and who at that time, she was also in the physical, Sharada Devi, for him to go to another spiritual master for initiation. So I asked him, I said, this is so confusing, you have to. He said, these things I do, that people, when they get a spiritual master, people go again to someone for something else. So I was showing, this was my inner conversation, I'm justifying it, that I said, this guy was his dearest disciple. Even then, I am going there, what? Because human mind, when you are in the mind, there are many disciples who stay with the master, but they want to go to somebody else. I don't say, yet I have also disciples who quite often think of other masters. You may think I'm telling like, no. Again, I know recently or somebody did it. They go with the hope that, they will be what you call appreciated. They will be appreciated. Here, this master is not giving them enough appreciation. They will go there because they have so many talents. They have done so many things for this master. So they will go there. They want to go there. Human weaknesses, many times Vivekananda did it, not because he was weak. He was showing that how difficult for human beings to conquer weaknesses. He used to get angry, in season and out of season, he used to scold Nivedita like anything. Once they were in a boat journey, they were going someplace, she was scolding her like anything. So there was an elderly human member. She said, what is wrong with you? Why do you scold her? What? You have no peace. Now go and meditate. She says, you will have peace, don't scold her. Stop. She was old lady was scolding Vivekananda. So there are many things, they do it deliberately to make the disciples feel that, see, we have this weakness. How is that? If with that weakness, if you have realized the highest, what is wrong with you? So many times he expressed anger, this and that, only to show that if people have that kind of weakness, they should not be doomed to disappointment, that they will not be able to realize God. No. This whole thing of Vivekananda, it puzzled me, puzzled the whole world. How could he? And the justification, some people will say he was suffering from diabetes, this, that he wanted to live for a long time. No, he himself was telling all the time, I won't cross the barrier of 40. I want to live. I will not die. I will not go over 40. Then when he died, 39 years and a few months, when he was dying, he says, see, I kept my promise. I don't want to live over 40. So he died in 39. He did not go to 40, he didn't want to go. And Sri Ramakrishna, when examined this palm, oh God, you are not going to live for a long time. He said, no, you are not going to live. He knew that his time came, he worked and he wanted to. He suffered a lot. In the physical plane, mental plane, there are quite a few disciples who were all for him. Sri Ramakrishna, and again, there were quite a few, And then he was brave. Some people cannot appreciate this courage. He had this inimitable courage, but Bengalis and Indians, they want to wallow in the pleasures of idleness. And then when he started shaking these idle soldiers, he found it very difficult. Then when he wanted to raise the standard of women, Indian women, Bengali women, then they again protested. He had to fight all the time to gain an inch for divine victory. He fought like anything. Not an easy task. So I was convinced that weakness he was shown not because he was dissatisfied with Sri Ramakrishna. No, he was saying weakness, even because the mind is going to somebody else, some other master. Oh, that master perhaps will give us occult power or spiritual power or something. This one you have suffered for something. Then I was very convinced. This is more than 3 months when he came. He was coming, started in New York. Every time I was lifting heavy weight, he will be there, watching me. Then I told you the other day, what kind of thing, if you come, then how is that I am not able to lift it? Well, he said, I don't come here to help you to lift. I've come here to see you. And because I get such joy and you are fighting against inconscience, this metal plate, this matter, you are touching matter heroically. So I come here to see you, to appreciate you are doing absolutely the right thing. That's why, but I don't come here to help you. I only get tremendous joy and I'm seeing what you are doing, such a most difficult thing. Vivekananda in jail. See, Sri Ramakrishna was in jail for 15 days. Vivekananda came only to tell him to bring down, to meditate on the supermind and bring it down. He said, I didn't know that there was something above the mind. But now that I am not in the physical, I can clearly see there is something infinitely higher than the mind. Then he said, the supermind you have to bring down. You are chosen to bring down the supermind. So Vivekananda is the one who told Sri Aurobindo about the supermind. And Sri Aurobindo said, in Alipur jail. Then again Lord Krishna came and went. In 1926, 24th of November, Sri Krishna said to Sri Aurobindo that he will permanently be inside Sri Aurobindo. Like Sri Chaitanya's case, quite a few times, he becomes Krishna himself. And again, when he doesn't feel Krishna's presence, when Krishna is that he used to cry, lament, and he used to so beautifully used to cry his whole life. So coming and going. But Sri Aurobindo's case, Sri Aurobindo said in 1926, 24th November, he became Sri Aurobindo. Based on that, Sri Aurobindo declared his God realization. Sri Aurobindo's God realization was Lord Krishna's permanent presence inside Sri Aurobindo. And Sri Aurobindo wanted to go beyond Krishna consciousness and this and all that. No other spiritual master expressed outwardly whatever is the affection, fondness for his disciple outwardly as Sri Ramakrishna did for Vivekananda. And Vivekananda had the mind to doubt him, to challenge him, everything. And then again, when Sri Ramakrishna used to show his power, just touch him, and Vivekananda used to enter into highest. And there again, oh, you don't, I have mother, I have this, I have that, really, what are you doing, what are you doing? Then you see, you rascal, you wanted to have the highest experience, and I have given you. My sister Lily had quite a close connection with Swami Vivekananda. When she was young, she used to see very, very vividly. And Swami Vivekananda used to hold her hands and take her for a walk. And many, many significant things Vivekananda used to tell her. And twice it happened, or 3 times. She was and so I called her on the phone, I spoke to my brother and her, then she said to me, oh, so you had a nice time yesterday. I said, what nice time? I said, what kind of? He says, here I saw Ramakrishna and Vivekananda here. They were telling me that you had a great victory, and they were clapping. And I said, that previous day, Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, both of them came to me. And I called her, she first says, you had a nice time because they told me. This is how she told me. That very close connection with them. And one of my brother Chitta was one of the main disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. I've said everything. Is there anything left? So I've fulfilled obeyed his command. Have I said anything which you have heard from me and have with this I will end. Many years ago I went to Thousand Island Park where he had this nirvana. He went into nirvana under a particular tree. Our host, one of our ex-disciples who was passed on, showed me the particular place. But this was the tree, under this tree, here, this was the spot he had this nirvana. He had this experience of nirvana. I sat there, very powerful, as meditating, not getting any. Then I invoked Swami Vivekananda. He said, this is not the place. I said, how am I going to do? Then, believe me, he showed me the place which was 100 meters, 150 or about 20 meters. He took me, literally took me there. I sat there. I showed off. I was meditating. I also entered to Nirvana very high. That picture is there because he showed me the place. This is not the place. So I went and he took me to the real place. It was there. It's 1,000 L Park. Then it was wished for me to see the room that he was there for a short time. He used to give talks, his inspirational talks, inspired talks. There some elderly women used to come and join. Very small room, and they preserved his handwriting there in a small. There was a his handwriting is over there, framed I saw. I was so deeply moved. His vibration was still there, alive in that room. And then again, outwardly, there are things we have accomplished in this lifetime which will be valued after 50 years when the historians write. When historians write about your Guru, they will see it from a very high level. Outwardly, Kapila was the main instrument, and then Pradhan also, for me to meditate at this Parliament of World Religion, 100 years, in 1893 and 1993, when you had, these are instruments out there. But it was his express wish, Vivekananda's wish, that I hold this in the beginning, opening meditation. It was his will. Outwardly they approached so and so the authorities. Because of his willpower, he wanted me to have that honor. So I got it. So what happened in 1893? A Bengali came and he showed new light, India's light, to the West, America, and the synthesis of all religions made one religion. In our philosophy also there is only one religion, love of God. Love of God is our religion. And so he was Bengali, he was Kshatriya, I was Kshatriya, and inner connection, inner closeness. He knows my inner height, spiritual height. He wanted me to be recognized on that most special occasions. It was his doing in the inner world. That's why we got the opportunity.